finally we get off. I was going to ask you, Neil, were you one to put the hand up quite a lot, or did you just rely on the boat being straight?
Really depends on the conditions. Obviously tried to get my hand down as quickly as I could, but I wasn't afraid to put it back up if I felt that we were going to be slightly off angle.
So I was surprised yesterday with this Dutch crew just walking away from that Harvard crew after about 300-400 metres. They really got into their rhythm. It's not going to happen against Brookes today. I know they're in a race. I did ask Diederik Simon, the coach, have they recovered? And he sort of shrugged his shoulders and said, well, I think it's going to be tough against Nereus. They're okay, but it was a tough race yesterday. I said, you're always a pessimist, Diederik. He said, oh no, I'm just a realist. Anyway, Brookes have got the lead 2 or 3 metres at this stage of the race, Neil.
Yeah, they have. It just at the end of the island took a little bit of distance on Nereus.
Just see the carry forward of that Brookes boat. They're very aggressive on the front end, but they do allow that boat to flow through, don't they?
They do. They've got real unity and cohesion around the back turn. Here we see the Nereus crew tight to the Berkshire booms there. Exactly where you want to be relative to the booms, but not exactly where they want to be relative to Brookes right now.
No, Brookes going away inch by inch. I mean, at the moment you'd say, well, you always used to say, you know, race to 500 metres, the 8 that's in front of 500 metres, give them the prize, because they're the ones that are going to win. And at the moment it looks very much like Brookes' A's race, doesn't it?
It does. They're getting to that sort of critically important psychological distance of about a length when crew starts to disappear from the peripheral vision of the crew from behind.
There's a shot of Mikey Dalton with the white hat on in the bow seats. Remember that British 4 that did that phenomenal time at the World Junior Championships last year, 5:47.73 with De Graaf, Tazi and Darlow, his multi-club mate, and hasn't been good enough to make the top Brookes 8, but he's bowing the second 8, Mikey Dalton, and just shows you the standard of these Brookes crew. You've got a lad like that done 5:47 in the Cox's 4 nil, and he's a bow in the Brookes 8.
Yeah, it's extraordinary, isn't it? I think the last time these two crews, these two clubs raced each other at Henley was back in 2015, when Nereus and Brookes raced on the Friday, albeit that was effectively the final. They were the 2 quickest crews in the Temple that year, and Nereus went on to win. So far, Brookes look like they are going to make amends for that.
Well, I think it's going to be a rare occasion you see a Brookes crew row through, because there's so much on it, so competitive in terms of what they do against each other. And you know, the telemetry's on, and athletes really know every single outing they've got to be pulling something out, or they might lose their place in the crew. And that pressure really gives you that confidence over a Henley course, particularly in the second half. So it's Brookes on the left-hand side with the red, white and blue blades in this semi-final of the Temple Challenge Cup, up against their opponents from Nereus from the Netherlands. And Brookes have broken clear. You can see that clear water margin at the halfway point in this race.
Yeah, they've broken clear. They've got a decent amount of open water now. I like the steering from the Brookes Cox. Tight, straight on the Bucks booms. It sounds like the kind of thing that everyone ought to be doing, but not everyone can. It gives the crew a huge amount of confidence when they know that their Cox is keeping them close to the booms, diamond straight.
So that time of 2:54 equals the record set by Oxford Brookes previously to Fawley, and records are falling this afternoon. You can see the back of Mikey Dalton. We've spoken about him, the 19-year-old riding shotgun. That's what we say the bowman does, or bow lady, in the sharp end of the boat, because it's a great feel of the boat, particularly as it goes off the start and you just are up there kind of hanging on for dear life. Another great shot of the symmetry of an 8 nil.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic to be able to see these kinds of shots, and actually our drone camera this year has got greater zoom capability than we've had in the past, which allows you to get right in there in the boat with the athletes.
Let's give a name check to these Brookes boys. Mikey Dalton, Matthew Newman, James Snowball in the 3-seat, Max Thompson, Sam Bannister, Matt Rowe and Henry Brookes, the 2 men from the Cox 4 in the World Championships under 23s last year. Seb Newman, we talked about him, and that great line taken by the Cox, Gavin McWilliams. Just seeing there, looking back over his shoulder to see how far Nereus are behind. How often does the Cox look back like that, Neil?
Not too often. One of the things that you don't want to do is disrupt the balance of the boat, and of course that is several kilos of weight moving in one particular direction. I think he won't need to look back too many more times. You can see they've comfortably got about a length of open water.
And why do you think, we thought this was going to be a closer race, why do you think that Nereus aren't closer to Oxford Brookes?
I think Brookes have just had a bit more acceleration through the middle of the stroke and towards the back end. Look how much acceleration we see towards the back end of the stroke there.
And they rode those big fat blades, don't they? Those fat sort of smoothies, and really grip it at the front end and then just hang on to it, like you say, and accelerate. So we're coming up to the finish, the last 10 strokes of this semi-final of the Temple Challenge Cup. Oxford Brookes, you can see them, the university which is right at the forefront of British rowing, across the finish line ahead of their opponents from Nereus, from the Netherlands, to take that semi-final of the Temple Challenge Cup. And they were really impressive. Oxford Brookes A crew, their second crew from Brookes. The first crew is in the higher standard event, the ladies challenge plate. The two crews only a length